Welcome to Florida Beach Living. We are a husband and wife, relatively recent transplant from Texas to Florida. And we post content on YouTube about living at the beach. We don't do it very regularly. We don't do it very well. But if you want to know what it's like to live at the beach on the east coast of Central Florida, check us out. So this is going to be, I'm going to try to do this quick. A quick update, garden early July 2024. We are zone 10A. Zone 10A, we are located in what's called the Space Coast. We're on a barrier island. That way, 3 houses is what's called the Indian River Lagoon water. That way, about 10 houses is the Atlantic Ocean. We live on a barrier island. It is rather warm and doesn't get that hot. And we're coming out of the end of what's called our dry season. So it is early June. It has not rained significantly in several months. Didn't know that before I moved to Florida, but that explains why. We've got dead patches in the grass, driving me nuts. St. Augustine grass. Been a battle to try to keep it alive. A lot more work than I could have ever imagined. When it's dry like this, you figure out what works from an irrigation perspective and what doesn't. Speaking of, our irrigation is a well. We've got actually a deep well. So we have endless amounts of water, but it's very salty. So we've got salt in the air coming from the ocean over yonder and coming from the intercoastal over there. We've got salt in the air. We've got salt in the water. We've got salt everywhere. Salt everywhere. And it's rusting everything. I had no idea before I moved here, but rust is a really huge issue. Quick tour. This is a half-acre property. So we're looking at about the back 2/3 of the property. And when we bought this, there wasn't much here. There was a barrier of bamboo in the back. There was a couple of bigger palms. This guy, that guy, and a clump of palms over there next to my wife's studio. But this was, in essence, a soccer field. There was three planter boxes in the middle that were kind of used for vegetables in the wintertime. We got rid of those. They were termite traps, and we've replaced everything with beds. I'll just draw a few highlights. Won't go into all of the plants because that would take way too long. But there's a clump of banana over here. And we actually do have bananas. Isn't that cool? Don't know why that whole clump did not fill out with bananas. Just the top did. I've got a sneaking suspicion it didn't get enough water during when it was fruiting, because it is our dry season, and did our best, but we're only going to get like 2 kind of rows of banana, which is okay. That's fine. But here's our bananas, and they are happy. These things are called cat palms. Not happy at all. Don't know why. They're supposed to be happy. Mostly shaded under this giant banyan tree. Love the banyan, aka strangler fig. The only problem with the banyan is that it produces a lot of fruit. The banyan is a fig, and also known as a strangler fig, and it produces little tiny figs like that our dogs love to eat, and they are a laxative, so you can do the math. The only thing that will grow here are ferns, because there is no soil. I can put a shovel down and it's just banyan root. Birds nest ferns, some ferns next to the cat palms. Sanchezias. We watch the content of a woman named Jennifer Bevins, who has a channel on YouTube called Construction Landscape, and she is our inspiration for a lot of what we try to do here. And she loves those plants. And so, Jennifer, if you're watching, tell us why these 2-year-old Sanchezia hate it here. They're getting torn up by weevils, but they just don't like it. Get about 4 to 5 hours of sun. So we're beachside. Maybe they don't like the soil. I don't know, but they're struggling. Lady palm, Rojo Congo, philodendron, awesome. Pygmy date palm. So we've got this side bed here. Kind of trying to do some levels. You know, back there are Louisiana copper leaves. They will grow up. They'll be all big and red. Trying to do kind of level. Love the caladiums down here. They're red. Love this guy. It's a spindle palm growing like a weed. Advertised as a slow to moderate grower, but it is growing fast and furious. We got a bunch of bromeliads and crotons. The crotons are kind of like the lower to mid-level. These plumeria will grow a lot bigger, and I suspect in time we'll have to pull them out because they're just not designed as a this small. There's plumeria in our street that are like 3 stories tall, giant trees. So we'll probably have to find another place to live eventually. But we've got some yucca, we've got crotons, we've got cordylines, bird of paradise back there, very happy. We've got a transplant from Texas, this variegated rubber tree. Fiddle leaf fig getting a little toasted by the sun. We've got ginger. That ginger there is going to come way up, but it's not going to come up as much as the bird of paradise and the fig. Then the middle layer here, we're going to have a bunch of crotons and cordylines. Down in the lower tier, we'll have bromeliads and begonias and oyster plants. Alocasia, corn plant, triangle palm. Love the triangle palm. Love the shape, love the color. He doesn't get a ton of sun. He gets a decent, but not a ton, so he stays green. When they're in the sun here, they get a little silvery. But this guy is just going to create a really tropical vibe, and we've got 3 of them. So this bed hugs our back wall, and we got 3, boom, 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 3 triangles. Love them. This guy's a bit of a centerpiece. He's a traveler. Not a palm. He's more of a bird of paradise, but just epic. Look at that leaf. Wonderful. But they do get torn up by the wind. So this leaf is all scraggly just because we live at the beach and it's windy. So eventually this beautiful leaf will end up looking like that, but c'est la vie. Yeah, back bed. These bamboos were here when we moved in. I'd say about 50% of everything you're seeing is a rescue. We pulled out of the trash most of, if not all, the bromeliads we pulled out of the trash. That was a trash find, trash find, trash find. Things grow here so easily and so prolifically that things like the bromeliads are taking over people's yards, and they just pull them out and throw them in the trash. So we pull them out of the trash and we plop them in. These guys would be green in the shade, but they are mostly red in the sun. Here's another triangle. Love the triangle. Alocasia popping back there. Some cordylines, aka Hawaiian tea plant. Love the color. Isn't that color amazing? Some wee baby crotons there. Wee babies. Fishtail, alocasia. More bird of paradise. This guy is called a red latania. He's got red in him. Awesome. Look at the red coloring. Very different for a palm. Related to the Bismarckia nobilis. This guy will get really wide and get really big. Another bird of paradise. This is a work in progress back here. We haven't, obviously, the bed ended, so it will fill in back here. But we've got a bunch of stuff in pots that we're just kind of trying to slowly grow. A couple 3 rubber trees back here. Stuff propagating clusia, propagating crinum lilies, propagating coconut. There's a baby coconut there. Got 2 anchors here. Double Washingtonia robusta there. 2 doubles. So there will be 4 of these big honkers. That guy right there. There'll be 4 of them back here. It'll be boom, epic. It's a bit of our nursery. All the things we're saving. Some dragon fruit, Washingtonia robusta, cardboard plant, the cycad, and these are coconuts that we have grown from coconuts that fell off our coconut trees onto the ground, stick them in the ground, and you get coconuts. Funny how that works. This is my wife's studio, looking back on our lovely little tiny beach house. This place is affordable, folks. If you're looking at this channel and you stumbled on us because you're considering moving to Florida, man, come on down. We got a half an acre, 1,500 square foot house. You could buy this today for probably $600,000. Half an acre with a 3-minute walk to the beach and a 2-minute, well, not even a 2-minute, a 1-minute walk to the lagoon. Beach and river, it's for the money. Space Coast, Melbourne, Florida. This is where you want to be. This bed, I won't go into too much detail. The whole idea is we've got a path going through here, and all of this will grow up in time. We've got a bunch of palms in here. We have 22 different types of palms on the property. Majesty palm, good grief, this thing is growing so slowly. I will be dead in the ground by the time this thing reaches any size. 1 leaf a year. score. All sorts of stuff, plumerias and on and on. I won't go into too much detail, but it's all recently planted, so we expect all this stuff will kind of come up in time. One of my favorite palms. This guy's in Montgomery. He's Monte. Fast grower, so we'll see. We just put him in the ground a little while ago. So we got the back bed. Oh, guava. Look at all of the guava. Guava, 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 guava. Guava, guava. Squirrels, love them. Love them. So I may be pulling out the Red Ryder here and doing a come and take it with the guava with the squirrels. So, because I want those guava. They taste like bubble gum. They're amazing. Love this fern. Foxtail palm. Big old banyan. Sorry about the sunblasts. Just little tiny beds. Fun. Surrounding Washingtonia robusta. A couple of Christmas palms. Foxtail palms. Some heliconia. Love it all. Again, none of this was really here. This was just a soccer field. Soccer field. Irrigation's been a challenge, having to basically rewire all the irrigation because all the irrigation was set up to basically hit a empty space in the middle, and every time you put plants around the edge, they end up blocking irrigation. So here's an example. The irrigation heads here. You put this thing here, which is a king palm, love him, Alexander King, and then all of a sudden you get a dead spot, like right here. It's amazing. But that's what happens when you live this far south and the sun is straight over your head and blasting everything. Coconuts, love the coconuts. We had 2 of them put in. That guy there, that guy way back in the corner there, love the coconut. This bed is killing it, looking great. We've got 2 mangoes here. That's been a bit of a challenge. I had to convert all of this area to a drip line because the mangoes hate salt. These tips, the brown tips on the leaves here, that's from salt. Mangoes hate that. These guys are getting torn up by what's called a Sri Lankan weevil. Look at that leaf. You see? That's a weevil. These little white bugs, they are the devil. And they love the mango. They love the mango. So no fruit on these guys. They're a little too small. Probably next year. I'm willing to guess next year here as well. And the mango will probably get fruit, assuming the weevils don't completely destroy them in the interim. You see that, you know, what we're trying to do here. Levels, lower level, red hot, blew my mind. Crotons and cordyline in the middle, and the back is Eureka palms and copperleaf. So we're trying to level this. This looks so good. My wife did such an amazing job. Love it. Those Eurekas will come up. Got some more Eurekas over here. Work in progress. This Majesty, another Majesty again. This poor guy. Okay, 1 leaf a year. Woohoo! I'll be 140 by the time this thing reaches any height. Oh my God, this poor little avocado. Avocados and citrus do not like the salt. See? Salt burning the leaves, and they kill all the leaves, and this thing has ended up basically becoming a bonsai. It just gets zapped. I'm gonna have to do something about it. I don't know what to do. Probably put it in a pot. But yeah, 22 different types of palms on the property. This is one of them, one of the natives. This is a Florida thatch palm, also growing at a glacial pace. But anyway, that's it. Love what we've done. Ton of work. We continue to work at it. Florida beach living. If you are interested in coming down here and learning what it's like to live on, what it's like, and having a taste of beach life, we actually do have an Airbnb in a place called Indian Harbor Beach, about 8 miles north of us. Check out the Hip Hideaway on Airbnb. Reach out to us on YouTube if you want maybe we can throw you a decent rate through the Hip Hideaway. You can come down and check it out. Check out what it's like to live at the beach. Come down, check out hanging out with the turtles, the sea turtles. It is sea turtle season now, so great time to be down here. Great time to be down here in the winter because there is no winter. Thanks for checking us out, and we'll see you sometime really, really soon. Bye for now, all.